In a world where our phones are always buzzing, where every notification pulls at our attention, there's a quiet power in choosing silence, a power rooted in self-respect, clarity, and wisdom. Today, we're diving into a topic that resonates deeply in our hyper-connected age: why you should never text them again. This isn't about petty grudges or fleeting emotions. This is about embracing the timeless wisdom of Stoicism to reclaim your peace, your dignity, and your purpose. Let's explore how letting go of that urge to text can transform your life. Picture this: your phone sits there, glowing softly, tempting you to type out a message. Maybe it's to someone who's hurt you, ignored you, or left you hanging in a fog of uncertainty. Your fingers hover over the keyboard, heart racing with a mix of hope and frustration. You want closure, validation, or just a response. But deep down you know, sending that text won't bring you the peace you're seeking. Why do we do this? Why do we keep reaching out, even when it drains us? The answer lies in our human nature, our desire for control, for connection, for answers. But Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, teaches us a better way. It reminds us that true freedom comes not from controlling others, but from mastering ourselves. And sometimes that means putting the phone down forever. Let's start with a core Stoic idea: focus only on what is within your control. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." When you text someone who's consistently unresponsive, dismissive, or toxic, you're trying to control their reaction. You're hoping your words will spark a change in their behavior. But here's the truth: you can't control how they respond. You can't control their feelings, their priorities, or their choices. What is in your control? Your actions, your thoughts, your decision to hit send or not. Every time you choose not to text, you're exercising your power. You're saying, "My peace is worth more than their response." This is the first step in applying Stoic wisdom. Recognize what you can control and let go of what you can't. The emotional cost of clinging. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was caught in a cycle. She'd been texting her ex for months, hoping to rekindle something that had long since faded. Every unanswered message left her anxious, second-guessing herself, wondering what she'd done wrong. She'd spend hours crafting the perfect text, analyzing every word, only to be met with silence or worse, a cold, one-word reply. Each time, it chipped away at her confidence, her energy, her sense of self. Sound familiar? Maybe you've been there too. Maybe you're still there, holding onto a thread of hope that one more text will change everything. But here's what Stoicism teaches us: the pain doesn't come from their silence. It comes from our attachment to the outcome. Seneca, another Stoic sage, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Sarah's story isn't unique. We've all clung to relationships, romantic, platonic, or professional, that no longer serve us. We text because we're afraid of letting go. We're afraid of the void it might leave. But Stoicism asks us to face that fear head on, to see it not as a loss, but as an opportunity to reclaim our time, our energy, and our dignity, the freedom of letting go. So, what happens when you stop texting? At first, it's hard. The urge to reach out feels overwhelming, like an itch you can't scratch. But with every moment you resist, you grow stronger. You start to see the bigger picture. You realize that your worth doesn't depend on their response. You begin to feel lighter, freer, more in control of your own happiness. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When you choose not to text, you're not just avoiding a conversation. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing to protect your mental space, to invest your energy in people and pursuits that lift you up, not drag you down. Think about it. Every text you don't send is a step toward emotional independence. It's a declaration that you don't need someone else's validation to feel whole. This is the essence of Stoic freedom: not being free from challenges, but being free from the need to control them. Why they don't deserve your text? Let's get practical. Why should you never text them again? Let's break it down into clear, Stoic-inspired reasons. They've shown you who they are. If someone consistently ignores your messages, disrespects your time, or leaves you feeling small, they've already told you where you stand in their life. The Stoics believed in seeing things as they are, not as we wish them to be. Seneca said, we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Stop imagining they'll change. Their actions are the reality. By not texting, you're honoring that truth. You're feeding a cycle of pain. Every text you send to someone who doesn't value you reinforces a cycle. You reach out, they pull away, and you're left feeling rejected. Stoicism teaches us to break these cycles by focusing on what aligns with our values. If you value respect, kindness, and reciprocity, why invest in someone who offers none of these? Your time is precious. Time is the one resource you can never get back. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have a set number of days. Don't waste them. Every moment you spend obsessing over a text, waiting for a reply, or chasing someone who doesn't care is a moment stolen from your own growth. Use that time to read, to create, to connect with people who lift you up. Silence is your strength. There's immense power in silence. It's not passive or weak, it's a deliberate choice. By not texting, you're saying, I don't need to chase you to feel complete. You're showing resilience, self-respect, and confidence. Epictetus said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. In this case, silence speaks louder than any text ever could. The Stoic practice of amor fati. One of the most profound Stoic concepts is amor fati, the love of fate. It's about embracing everything that happens, even the painful moments, as necessary for your growth. When someone doesn't respond to your texts, when they walk away from your life, amor fati invites you to see it as a gift, not a rejection, but a redirection, a chance to focus on what truly matters. Imagine this. Instead of feeling hurt by their silence, you thank the universe for showing you who doesn't belong in your life. You embrace the clarity. You let go of the need to control their response and instead focus on building a life aligned with your values. This is amor fati in action, loving your fate, not fighting it. How to stop texting and stay strong narrator. So, how do you actually stop texting? It's not easy, especially when emotions are high. Here are practical, Stoic-inspired steps to help you break the habit and stay strong. Pause and reflect. Before you send that text, take a moment to breathe. Ask yourself, is this aligned with my values? Will this bring me peace or more turmoil? The Stoics practice self-examination, constantly checking their actions against their principles. This pause can be the difference between regret and empowerment. Delete their number. This might sound extreme, but it's a powerful act of self-care. If you can't trust yourself not to text, remove the temptation. Epictetus taught us to avoid situations that test our resolve unnecessarily. Deleting their number doesn't mean you hate them, it means you love yourself enough to move forward. Redirect your energy. When the urge to text hits, channel that energy elsewhere. Write in a journal, go for a walk, call a friend who actually values you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Use the pain as fuel to create something positive. Practice gratitude every day. Write down 3 things you're grateful for that don't involve that person. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you still have. It's a Stoic practice that grounds you in the present and reminds you of your own abundance. Visualize your future self. Picture yourself a year from now, free from the anxiety of chasing someone who doesn't care. See yourself confident, at peace, surrounded by people who respect you. This visualization, rooted in Stoic premeditatio malorum, preparing for challenges, helps you stay committed to your choice. The bigger picture as we wrap up, let's zoom out. Life is too short to spend it chasing people who don't see your worth. Stoicism isn't about being cold or detached, it's about being intentional. It's about choosing where to invest your heart, your time, and your energy. When you stop texting someone who doesn't deserve you, you're not just letting go of them. You're opening the door to new possibilities, new relationships, new passions, new versions of yourself. Seneca once wrote, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Not texting them again is an ending, yes, but it's also a beginning. A beginning of a life where you prioritize your peace, where you honor your worth, where you live with purpose. So, the next time your phone tempts you to text someone who's hurt you, ignored you, or undervalued you, remember this. You are enough. You don't need their response to prove it. Put the phone down, take a deep breath, and choose yourself. In that choice lies your strength, your freedom, and your happiness. This is the Stoic way.